Hi guys, so first of all I just want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you that took the time to watch my previous video where I introduced myself and the purpose of my channel. I got amazing comments on my Facebook, so thank you so much guys. You know who you are, so I really do appreciate it. I'm finding it a bit challenging at the moment to find things that might be interesting or other people might want to talk about. So I took it upon myself to do a bit of research of some of the issues that young people are facing or other, are going through and stuff like that. And I went online, and I think it must have been the Australian Bureau of no, it wasn't the Bureau of Statistics, but something like social welfare and stuff, just talking about some of the issues that teenagers face. And how parents can help. Obviously there's like so many things on there that you've got peer pressure, body image, drugs, this and that. But one of the things that really stood up to me was family breakdown. Okay, some people find it really hard to cope with your parents splitting, divorce and all that stuff. And I could personally relate to that because I was raised by a single mom. And you've got people who are raised by their single mothers, like their single dads and all that stuff. And it might be a shock to your system, especially if you grow up in a household with both parents and suddenly your parents decide to tell you like, hey, now mommy and daddy are going to have two separate homes.
It's like, wait, what?
It can be very shocking. So I thought I would probably put some points. I actually have it on my phone. Some of the points that I thought were very important to talk about, or rather how I coped with the whole situation. Like in most cases, there is a reason why they decide to split. You might find that relationship is toxic, and it might end up having an impact on you guys in the long run as children. You never know. Maybe mommy and daddy are not happy, but they're trying to stay for the two of you, or rather the three of you, or for you guys, or for the kids. They're trying to hold onto this, and it's not working for them, but they're trying to do it for you guys. And then in the long run you might end up blaming yourself for your for mom and dad's unhappiness. Or like, one of the things that you really have to understand is that your parents are grown, like they're grown-ups and everything. They make their own choices. If they decide to split, that's their choice. It just so happens that it will indirectly affect you. Okay, all I can say is it's not your fault. It's just simple as that. It's really not your fault. They're two grown people making their own choices. That's their decision. Okay, it's just very hard for you to accept, maybe, and it's hard that you have to live with that. And that's the bad part of it, but you need to understand that it's their choices. So that's the first thing. When it does happen, you have to sit yourself down and make choices, acknowledge some of the things that you could do to make the situation better or worse. Your emotions could cloud your judgment. Like, you could literally cloud your judgment, and you just blank, and you just start acting out of anger, out of bitterness, resentment and all that stuff, and you're not helping anybody, but you're making the whole situation worse than it actually is. So that's that's one thing that you need to consider. What I decided to do was that I chose from like early stages of the situation, how I was going to view life. This is how I want things to be for me, because it's so easy for us to grow up and start thinking, what, I don't want to have kids, I don't want to get married and stuff because of what had happened to my mom, or what had happened to my dad, or rather what happened between my parents. For quite some time I had this thing in my head that I don't want to have kids, I don't want to have a husband, I just want to be on my own, and the reason why was because I was scared of putting myself out there, because I'm thinking, oh God, it happened to my grandma, it happened to my mom, I'm next, kind of thing. So I had that concept that it's like a cycle, so it's up to you to cut that cycle and tell yourself, no, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen to me. And if it does happen to me, I won't live in fear until it happens. You know, like, I'm not going to let this control me. I'm not going to let this, you know, change my whole perception, or rather what I wish, you know, or rather my future, like, you know, this is where I see my future and stuff. No, I'm not going to let that happen. Like, it's not going to change my perception of life. Don't let the negative things in life change your perception. It's okay for you not to want kids or not to want a husband because it's just not for you. But if your reason behind it is because you're scared of what someone's journey, or rather what someone's life was like, this is your path. Like, focus on your own road. Like, you know, like, this is your path. And stop trying to take problems from a different lane and put them in your path. No, it's time for you to live your own life, kind of thing. So that's another thing, is that don't let that cloud your judgment of what is ahead of you. And for you to avoid that, you need to teach yourself to be accountable for your life, accountable of, you know, for your actions, your choices, the decisions that you make based on that situation. Because sometimes you could just act out, you know, just act out. Like, you know, I'm not going to listen to you because you're not a mother. I've seen things like this in movies. My choices, you know, the decisions that I make. If I decide that I want to be angry and I want to be bitter and all that stuff, and, you know, it's going to lead me into a path that maybe I don't want for myself. And the person who will be accountable for all my actions in the future is me. So I have to be accountable now. So you need to start, you know, focusing on rather your future. Like, okay, like, this is what's happened. You know, what are your plans in life? And work on those. Don't let something like this change your whole perception of life, or like how you carry yourself and all that stuff. Because it's so easy for us to be so angry at the whole world for what, you know, has happened. You know, you feel so unloved. Like, you know, if my parents loved me, they'd stay together and stuff like that. Your parents do love you, okay? And it's really time that you become accountable for some of your actions, you guys. And so I told myself, like, you know, this is what I want in life. And, you know, okay, so this is what's happened. It's okay. You know, you will survive. But the only way for you to, you know, carry on doing your, you know, doing your thing is for you to have a positive outlook. Like, you know what, this is what I want in life. And don't let the past drag you down. And it's not even like your own past that's dragging you down. It's something that's happened between two people. Okay? Like, I get it. It's very emotional. It's very stressful. It's hurting. It's a shock to your whole system. Like, your system doesn't even understand what's going on. That I understand. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna sit out here and be like, you know what, you just have to snap out of it. No, you have to cry and do everything, but you need to take control of your whole life, because it could either make you or it could either break you. So it's up to you to choose. And, you know, like, okay, you know what, it's not going to define who I am and all that stuff. So it's very, 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 very important to acknowledge how you can add to the situation. Always assume that things will turn out for the best. Honestly, that's the only thing you can do. Is, okay, you know, things will change. Like, let me tell you, things will change. You might have to grow up quicker than you had expected. You have to start understanding situations. Like, for instance, if you're used to, saying, getting 2 presents on Christmas, you might have to start getting 1. Things will change. But even if they do change, look at the bright side that you are getting a Christmas present. Some kids don't even have that at all. So you always have to see you always have to look for the positive things, or rather the good things in life, and stop dwelling on like all these like negative things. Because if you start handling these issues and taking it on yourself, all you have is your mind, where you have all these emotions, these thoughts and all that stuff going on. And unfortunately, the only person you're battling in your head is yourself. Okay? It's just you. People don't understand how the mind can be a battlefield, literally. And you're just fighting this ongoing war in your head because you have these thoughts and everything. I I'm too young to stress over life. I keep telling people this. I'm like, I'm too young to stress. And it's the truth. There's so many things to sort of let you escape reality for a while. You've got vines, man. So anyways, guys, I really hope this helps somebody out there. I hope you have a blessed week. What day is it today? Tuesday? So I hope you have a blessed week, and thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it really is appreciated, and I'm very motivated to do. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I actually watch it. Oh, give them the shoulder.